The college football experience, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs 2025 season preview episode. We are here, youtube.com/the college experience, as we break down all 136 teams in the land with the solo podcast for each and every team. And excited to talk about Louisiana Tech. A lot of hype about this is the year, they say. And look, historically, a lot of coaches, I mean, if you have, patience, I remember Bill McCartney of Colorado took like 5-6 years into that, and he finally got that thing going. Perhaps it could be the same thing for Sonny Cumbie, former Mike Leach player. So shout out to him, but we will talk all about it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Nobody knows nothing. Somebody knows. Double the price. But no one touches Dundee.
I forever have great fond memories of Louisiana Tech. I know they got some historic players in that in their history, but I remember I think it was week 0 or week 1 of '97. La Tech at Nebraska. Nebraska, the number 1 team in the nation. And if memory serves me correct, I think they had a corner that went to the NFL. Maybe it was Mike Minter. And La Tech came in. Now, La Tech got destroyed, but Tim Rattay and Troy Edwards put on a fucking show. Troy Edwards had 406 yards receiving, and he had like a 90-yarder called back. One of the more crazy just individual games I've ever seen by anyone. Chances are, this guy was not watching that game. He's a little bit younger. But give it up for this guy here. He's the host of the college basketball experience with myself as well. And when the season goes live over there, we're live every single night of the season. So check it out. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. Not Nebraska, but they did give NC State a run last year. Love Ruston, Louisiana, baby. Let's talk some Bulldogs.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yeah, so I am. Well, let's just jump into it. Let's start the slides. YouTube.com/the college experience. Because if look, Sonny Cumbie is 13-29 as a head coach at Louisiana, or in his career, essentially. All of that was at Louisiana Tech. I think he was an interim at Texas Tech for 2 games. But I wish him the best. I have nothing personally against him, but I just feel I still have that bad taste in my mouth about how they did my guy Skip Holtz so dirty. Skip Holtz was there from 2013 to 2021, Mac. He had 1 losing season his first year in 13. Then 3 9-win seasons, a 10-win season in 2019, and then fired with the losing season in 21. And let me just tell you what happened in 21. 21, they lost to Mike Leach and Mississippi State 35-34 in a game they should have won. They were up the whole game, right? They lost to SMU on a Hail Mary, right? They lost to the Pussy Pack at NC State by 7 at their house, right? They lost to Old Dominion at their house by a field goal at on the final play of the game. And they lost to Rice by 4. That team was better than 3-9, and you fire him just 2 years removed of a 10-win season. I know it's got nothing to do with you, Sonny. I know if it was up to you, Sonny, you probably would have been like, hey, Skip's doing a great job. But it's been hard for me to make the adjustment of rooting for La Tech because of how bad they dealt my boy Skip Holtz. Mac, am I a maniac here or what?
No, I mean, 7 straight bowl appearances. I mean, that there had to be. I don't know the backstory. Louisiana.
I think it was a new AD. AD came in.
That's usually what it is, and they got to make their hire or whatever. But hey, man, 13-19 is not 64-50, and 7 straight bowl appearances in a double-digit win season. I know they did make a bowl last year, but that was because of crazy circumstances. It's been underwhelming in 3 years for Sonny Cumbie, but hey, year 4 and big year, and they got some expectations.
Yeah, and I'm quickly just counting up here. 8, 9, 10, 11. I just want to let them know now where are we at 11. Okay, 12, 13. So 13 2 scores or more losses since you fired Skip Holtz, just to let you know. That athletic director, true pile of shit. Fire him. But no, Sonny Cumbie, I'm rooting for him, man. It's a big year for him. I do think this is a make or break year for him. There's a lot of reason why many think that this could be the year. Not only are you this far in your tenure, so your players know your system, they know exactly what you want, but also the conference is kind of in the middle of a lot of turnover. And I think that bids well for a team that has consistency. So let's get into it. The offense, Sonny Cumbie, that's your forte, former OC at Texas Tech and TCU. Offense coordinator Scott Parr, Nathan Young, they were not very good last year on offense. 118th in scoring offense, 74th in passing offense, 116th in total offense, 116th in rushing offense, 111th in total offense. You got to have better numbers than that. This is a big year.
You're an offensive guy. I mean, come on.
In a conference that isn't known for their defense, too. So I would say you got to be putting up some better numbers. Now, maybe this is the year. They do return Evan Bullock at the quarterback spot. 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in his young career there in Ruston, Louisiana. They also return 2 of 5 on the offensive line, but also Omiri Wiggins is back at the running back spot. They don't run a ton, but Marlon Jackson back at the wide receiver spot. Tight end Eli Finley back as well. Okay. I still don't know if the offense will be that much. It'll be better, though, just because all the turnover in the conference. I think the offense will put up better numbers in the season to go. They did hit the portal, of course. They brought in a quarterback from East Texas Baptist there, Caden Brown. Also, running back Andrew Burnett going out to Kaiser Permanente. There we go. To bring him in. Devin Gandy, also from Sac State with the Hornets. Luke Sieb from UTEP in conference. And then this is the one I think they're excited about. Jonathan Denis on the offensive line. This is the guy that was previously at Miami and was it SMU? Miami and somewhere. Miami, Florida, not Miami, Ohio. So this is a former big-time recruit that ended up at Central Missouri, transfers in. Maybe he can be a high-impact guy. They also got in punter Lexington Steele Matthews from JMU coming in. Mac, will the offense be better than a year ago? I'm going to say yes.
I would think so, just because it's another year of Bullock in the system. He was a freshman last year, and I thought he got better throughout the year. I mean, statistically, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's pretty efficient for the most part. So another year in the system, I think he should be able to take a step forward with some of these guys that they brought in the portal.
Yeah. And folks, we're going to talk about the defense, but I also want to let you know that you are listening to the College Football Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. You can listen to every podcast episode on the network. Yes, for free. That is the SGPN network. Just subscribe. Just type in SGPN in the podcast store or wherever you listen to, and just hit subscribe for the SGPN feed. You'll get all of our podcasts. When I say all of ours, college experience or college football experience, college basketball experience, college baseball, sports gambling podcast, MLB gambling podcast, NFL gambling. So all of that in one spot right there. So do that and let it ride. All right, we are back defensively. Well, look, Jeremiah Johnson, great fucking movie with Robert Redford, I believe, back in the day. Mac, this is remarkable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now he knows the shit. He was an FCS guy. Was at Northern Iowa for a while. This even surprised me as I was doing the numbers. I knew their defense, watching that NC State game and a couple CUSA games. I knew the defense was the strong point of the team, but I did not realize they finished 12th in the nation. They're 26th in scoring defense, 6th in pass defense, 43rd in rush defense, 12th in the nation in total defense. Game ball for the season. This dude inherited a shitty defense and he made it 12th in the nation. Very, very impressive work by Jeremiah Johnson. Were you like me? I had to double check. I was like, wait, really? They're 12th in the nation?
So the only reason I knew that they were top tier was because we just did the West Virginia preview, and the rumor was that Rich Rod was so impressed with Johnson's turnover in that defense and turnaround in just 1 year that he was actually going to bring him as the defensive coordinator of West Virginia. He opted to bring Allie, who he worked with already, but I knew just from my research on Johnson from his time at Northern Iowa, and then what he did in just 1 year at La Tech. He's the reason they were right in contention to be in a bowl game. Their defense was awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive stuff, and that has me a little more optimistic on the season this year. Let's look at what they're bringing back. 3 starters. The only thing I dislike is the D line not bringing anything back. But linebacker Colby Fields, I believe he was all conference a season ago. He's back. Cornerback Cedric Woods and safety Jakari Foster back as well. Only 3 starters back. Are you going to panic at that, or do you think new faces, another year in the regime, they'll be okay?
I'll trust Johnson. I mean, what he was able to do in just 1 year. I mean, that was a new system for all those guys. So now he gets another crack at picking out some of the guys in the portal that he likes, and they got some high major guys on the defensive side coming in.
Yeah, they went out in the portal. They brought in Caleb Coleman from Texas A&M Commerce. Defensive end Donovan Ryman from Kansas State in the Big 12 there. How about Noah Bigelow from Pitt? I know you hate Pitt, Mac, but they do produce great defensive players.
Yep.
That might be a sneaky good get. How about Jordan Piero, a corner from Fresno coming in, safety Benji Johnson from Austin P represent, and safety Cam Franklin from Oklahoma State. So you're right. They seem to be bringing in more talent on the defensive side of the ball than the offensive side of the ball. Okay. I mean, it's hard to think though that you think they're going to be better than 12th. I almost think regression's due.
Yeah.
See, some of this though,
but the schedule's nice.
I mean, some of it is how good are these offenses you're playing against?
Yeah, there's no Rich Rod in this league anymore. Salter's not at Liberty anymore. I know Liberty will reload at the quarterback position, but yeah, I mean, there's some moving pieces in this league.
Yeah, sorry, my cough button didn't work.
Oh, good.
I thought I hit that. I'm battling the flu over here.
You were coughing on these offenses.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you got to think that they could, like, the schedule might be a little bit more challenging non-con. I don't know. Let's dive into it. But we do a thing called State of the Program, and I think it's an interesting question to ask yourself for Louisiana Tech. What is the current state of the program? We're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. But before we do that, I want to talk about their stadium, Joe Willett Stadium, because I do believe this is part of the state of the program, your stadium, your fans, your roster, everything we just talked about with their roster coming in, their coach. And Mac, I don't know about you, buddy. I like this stadium. 57 years young.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Terry Bradshaw used to throw touchdown passes in this place. I give it a 7 of 10. And I think that's a good standard. I mean, you look at it, it's right there. You're like, okay, I don't know about that. But then once you dive in, Look at that. You got a nice Bulldog statue, classic ass seats in the press box. I think it's a decent stadium, buddy. Home of the Bulldogs. You got, if you look closely there, you see Bradshaw, Fred Dean, Willie Rofe, all their numbers retired up there. What do you give this thing? Yeah, national championships. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's a nice stadium. They have good fans, man. They are good for college football. Louisiana Tech is good for college football. But what do you give this thing? I was going to give it a 7 or 8.
Yeah, and it looks like they got some suites in that end zone over there. Yeah, I think 7's fair, and you got it looks like a little bit of a hill, like the hill, and I'm looking at it right now. I think it seats 28, 29, so just under 30. I think that's a good size for their fan base, and they turn out well, man. It's Louisiana, man. They love football down there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Look, YouTube.com/the college experience. So got some great shots. Part of what makes college football great to me. There's many elements, many layers of it, but they aren't gonna, squeeze these taxpayers to go get a new stadium, right? Every 20 years. I love the fact that Terry Bradshaw and Willie Rofe and Fred Dean all played at that fucking stadium. I mean, it's a nice stadium too, man. It's a good looking stadium. So get yourself out. If you're in the area, look at that night there.
A lot of Tuesday and Wednesday night games this year, man.
Yeah, what the hell you got going on? Look at this is a classic. This is when they beat Boise. They stormed the field back in the, I think, late 90s, early 2000s. They stormed the field there. Always storm the field, folks. Don't forget that. Always storm the field. You'll remember it your whole life. You pay for that experience, whether you're a student or not. It's a good stadium, man. Look at that shit at night. So for a state of the program, and look, they got a fucking bell. It's a tough question to ask yourself, Mac, is like with the state of the program, where do you put with the uncertainty, knowing it's a make or break year? I didn't realize I had this many photos, but
carried away every now and then on this.
Damn, there you go. They have good fans though, man. Look at their fans out there celebrating. Got the flag, La Tech flag going. Tailgating. That's what's great about small town college football. You can go and have a fucking blast, man. Ruston, Louisiana, doing it right.
They have 1, 2, 3, or actually, sorry, they only have 2 weeknight home games this year.
Damn. Well, I mean, they have good fans. There's 2 ways to look at that. It's great to go down there and catch that game on a Tuesday night, but at the same time, you're probably going to have a more lit crowd on a Saturday or, a Friday. So look, for state of the program, I had a hard time with it because you could tell me that they might not be. I know there's high expectations. They could be in the Conference USA Championship this year, according to, like, I know our boy Phil Steele has been on the show. He said he likes them to get to the championship, play Liberty, right? I don't know if I'm there on that, but Sonny Cumbie could also be fired by 6 weeks. So, it's a tricky thing. I put it at a 4 of 10 because of the uncertainty, but it doesn't mean that if you win they could win the championship. They could win the championship. They have a nice schedule. We'll get to it in a minute. So it's a tricky question to ask yourself. Where would you put this as state of the program in Louisiana Tech?
That's a great question. I think 4 is fair. I actually was just looking. Is Cumbie the longest? Helton at Western Kentucky. So Cumbie is tied for the second longest tenured with Cardi in Delaware, and they're new to the league. So he's the second longest tenured coach in this league. So I'll go 4. I think I mean that's kind of where they've been, a 3 to 4 win team so far in his first 3 years.
Yeah,
they should be better, man. They should be way better than
you're in Louisiana. They should be better. So, but this is a big year. They can finally fulfill that. And then who knows the future? There's talk. I saw the chat was talking about it earlier. Come be a part of the chat, folks. YouTube.com/the college experience. What's Sam Malone asking? What's your opinion on La Tech joining the Sun Belt potentially? Look, I mean, I like Louisiana Tech. The regionality is the Sun Belt, and them and ULM and and Louisiana Lafayette would be there. So that's cool, but I also think, it's crazy. If probably 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, I always thought Louisiana Tech was a step above those other schools. So I don't know if you ask a Louisiana Tech fan, I'd be curious their answer on what they want. But I like it for regionality. I do, just for regionality. So, Mac, where you at with that?
I think it fits the bill. But with that said, they better step it up on the field because the Sun Belt's a different animal from Conference USA. So it is a careful what you wish for, but I think regionality is going to be good with some of those, connect with some of those Louisiana schools, Alabama schools, and Texas schools as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we're going to jump into the schedule here in a second, but first I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yes. Think you know ball? Then you have to enter Circa's football contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There's no rake. So if the entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money will be added to the prize pool. Circa Millions, you pick 5 NFL teams against the spread each week and go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. And also there's even a Circa Grandissimo for $100 million Survivor contest there. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, Las Vegas. Of course, you're gonna have to. It's such a great excuse to book a trip to Las Vegas. Go to the biggest sportsbook in the world, Circa, and they have Stadium Swim. You'll thank me later. But sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use the promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees today. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the CFL, MLB, WNBA, golf, and, of course, college football and NFL futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit and get lightning-fast payouts using crypto, so head on over to MyBookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, of course. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. And let's get into the schedule because week one, these pesky Southeast Louisiana Lions come to town. Well, Mac, Sela is a good program.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see. I want to say, so I know they got whooped by Tulane 52-0 last year. Sela did. But I do believe, I thought maybe it was a South Alabama game. They lost still 35-17. Yeah, maybe I'm full of shit a little bit. But they're a solid program. But their FBS matchups, I thought they fared decently. Yeah, at Louisiana, Lafayette, 24-7. That's not bad.
2021 at La Tech, 45-42. So
that's what I thought.
Ruston, yeah.
So I thought it could be a tricky game, but I'm going to take Louisiana Tech. But I like this game on the schedule. Regionality is college football.
Yep.
Want to know?
1-0 for me too. Yeah, I mean, I think that they'll beat them by more than 3 this time around. But yeah, can't sleepwalk this one, especially with who's on deck.
Yeah, I mean, Sela has been to the FCS playoffs a couple times of late. So yeah, and with on deck, well, let me see if I can quickly find this. It's a big game on deck. Some would say.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started, and I haven't even won all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
The fake accent himself, Brian Kelly and his family, Louisiana Tech at LSU. The series goes back to 1901. Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is why I'm worried about his defensive rating being number 12 in the nation. Garrett Nussmeier going to get after it 1-1, and I think they might put up about 500 yards of offense.
Yeah, especially if they get LSU off a loss, Death Valley, and it's a night game. This isn't a day game. Oh yeah, this is a loss. This is a blowout. Sorry, Louisiana Tech fans.
Yeah, it's 1-1. I know you haven't beat them since the early 1900s, but who knows? It ain't gonna be this year. Then you come home to Joe Alette Stadium. You take on New Mexico State, team that used to be very good with Jerry Kill, but they've been ass lately. I'm all over La Tech here. I think this is a smash spot. I think La Tech bounces back. I am not very high on New Mexico State this year, so I got them 2-1 right here. And this is a conference game, by the way, an early conference game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, they lost 33-30 in double overtime last year. It was one of Bullock's first starts. I think it was his second start. So, Yeah, I like La Tech, bounce back, revenge angle. I'm not high on New Mexico State this year either.
Yeah, so 2-1, and then Southern Miss comes to town in a series that goes back to the 1930s. I think Southern Miss, we both, go listen to our Southern Miss preview. We're kind of bullish on Charles Huff. He's got to huff and puff and go into fucking Ruston, Louisiana and get that dub. I think Southern Miss wins this game. I'm excited to watch this game because of the history, Mississippi and Louisiana, border battle. Yeah, give me Southern Miss. I got them 2-2 after 4.
Yeah, rivalry in the Dixie. Yeah, I like Southern Miss's toughness, Huff, a lot of familiarity. So yeah, 2-2 for me as well.
Then they head to El Paso to my favorite stadium in the country, the Sun Bowl. The series that also goes back to the 1930s. Look, this is one you look a season ago. What did they win? 14-10, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think UTEP, that was in year 1 of the Scotty Walden era. I think they're going to be a little bit better this year. They got Malachi Nelson, a former 5-star. I got UTEP pulling the upset here at the Sun Bowl. I got them moving to 2-3 Louisiana Tech there.
I don't even think it's much of an upset. I'm with you. I think UTEP, I think this is kind of a toss-up. Last year 1, Walden started, 0-6. I think they're going to take a jump. Give me UTEP, better roster this year than last year. So 2-3 for me.
So we both got him at 2-3 heading into the bye week here. Look at Terry Bradshaw playing for these dogs. All right. Once again, the CUSA has this bye week where they have like 2 bye weeks within 3 weeks because they shift to the Tuesday night games, which I think is smart as for a conference, but it is kind of crazy from a scheduling point of view. Louisiana Tech heads to Kennesaw, Georgia to take on Kennesaw State. They waxed Kennesaw a season ago. I think they will be able to get a road dub here. I got them going 3-3 and getting a key win in Kennesaw, Georgia.
Yeah, they got to get this one off the bye, more experience, first year head coach. 3-3. And what's that? 2-1 in league play?
Yeah, 2-1 in league play right there. Then we have a second bye, like I just talked about. Look at Jamar Smith tearing it up in the UFL these days. Shout out to Jamar Smith. Always was a fan. Look, before we get to the rest of the schedule, though, I want to let the good folks know that the College Football Experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. So get on over there, sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yeah, if you probably heard me talk about Rhythm before. Well, they just dropped a game-changing new feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. And look, Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. So right now we got him what? I got him at 3-3. You got him at 3-3 as well?
3-3 in a huge game here.
Coming off the bye. The tops of Western Kentucky coming into town. The series goes back to the 1930s. Look, I'm just going to trust Western Kentucky here. Their program goes to like bowls every year. Tyson Helton's done a good job with that program. He's the better Helton brother, if you ask me. I got to favor Western Kentucky, so I got them moving to 3-4. What are you doing here?
I got them dropping this one too. They won in Bowling Green last year, 12-7 in that crazy game. Johnson's defense really won that. I like Western Kentucky revenge angle. I'll go 3-4 as well. We're seeing eye to eye on the schedule.
Yeah, very eye to eye here, as opposed to our last one. Sam Houston State coming into Ruston, Louisiana as well. The series goes back to the 1920s.
Halloween night.
Okay, I'll give it to La Tech, but I think Sam Houston State's going to be able to score points. but I got to give it La Tech with the crowd. I'll give it to La Tech. 4-4.
Another agree. First year head coach Sam Houston. I don't think they're going to drop both home games. I think they get a split here, bounce back, and then sets up a hell of a stretch here coming down the stretch.
Yeah, and that stretch you were talking about is a road trip to Newark, Delaware. First ever meeting, Louisiana Tech at Delaware. This is where I think. What is this? This is November 10th or something, right?
Yeah, everybody's sleeping on Delaware, man.
Yeah, I think Delaware will be a little more chippy than people think. They've been very good in the FCS for a while. So I will take the Blue Hens to score an upset here. And they move to 4-5. La Tech is. How say you?
Yeah, I like I'm high on Delaware this year. Cardi, good coach, continuity. I like Delaware to. I don't even think it's that much of an upset here.
Yeah. So we're seeing really eye to eye. Then a trip from Newark, Delaware to Pullman, Washington. Good luck.
Yeah,
this is a loss. I mean, I like the honoring Mike Leach factor here, but that's a tough back-to-back away. That might be the toughest mileage back-to-back away. I know it's kind of crazy to say that with the new wacky-ass Big Ten with 300 teams, but it's got to be up there. Yeah, I don't see any way they win this game.
No, 4-6.
Then they come back home to take on the Flamin' Libs of Liberty. At least you're hosting Liberty. The problem is Liberty and Jamie Chadwell are much better than you. 4-7.
So they miss a bowl again. I have 4-7. I can't see them beating Liberty. I'm trying to see what what Cumbie's done against Liberty. I mean, last time they played them, they lost by 30. I know that was in Lynchburg. I mean, Liberty's just a step ahead of them. Roster.
They spend way more. Liberty really makes no sense in this conference, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
They're one that the CUSA doesn't even make sense. They should be independent because they have that type of money, and they spend just way more than any of these programs. So it makes it very hard to stay at that level. Yeah, I don't even see this one being close, dude. I wish it was close. La Tech deserves it to be close, but I just don't think it will be. You agree, right?
Maybe it's close just because it's their senior day, but I mean, if we're just going Jimmy's for Joe's, Liberty's on a whole different level roster wise. Yeah,
and then they end the season at Missouri State, which is even tricky because let me ask you this, man: if they are at this point, I think Sonny Cumbie doesn't even coach this game.
Yeah,
if the season goes the way we expect it to. I actually think Missouri State might be more live than we realize for two reasons. It's November 29th in fucking Springfield, Missouri.
Yep. Which
is cold as shit, and you're trying to run the air raid. And also, he might not be coaching La Tech. What's the buy-in? Players are going to be thinking about the transfer portal. I mean, look, on paper, La Tech's a lot better than Missouri State. But I don't know that I can just automatically say that's a win. I think, if anything, if the season goes the way we think, I'm going to say this is a loss because I don't think Sonny Cumbie's going to coach this game.
I'll say Johnson coaches the team and they win. They win the finale. They play for Johnson, but 5-7. I have missing a bowl, and I don't think Cumbie's back for year 5 if they miss a bowl again.
Yeah, and that win total 6.5. So you're a game and a half under. I'm 2.5 games under. Now, if you're asking how we lose this, is if they get UTEP, which was a close game a year ago in El Paso, and if they take care of Western Kentucky, that to me, with that momentum behind it, will probably keep Cumbie for another year at that point, or at least until the offseason. And then I think your buy-in for that Missouri State game could be different. But I feel pretty good about the under, man. I know they're plus 950 to win the CUSA. A lot of people like them. Like I said, I mentioned Phil Steele. It's good odds if you got him in the championship game, but still, I feel pretty good about the under. You?
I feel good about the under. They were 5-7 last year with the top 10 defense in the country. So their defense is going to take a step back. Yeah, the offense maybe with Bullock another year, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything from the Cumbie era that I want to jump in and say that they're going to be back in a bowl where they actually earn it rather than a team just drops out and they fill in.
Yeah. And to me, like, you look at the non-con, you better get Southeast Louisiana because I am bullish on LSU, Southern Miss, and by the time they play Washington State, you'd want to play Washington State early with them breaking in a new head coach. You're getting them week 12 at Pullman. Good luck. Good luck. That's the thing. 3 of their final 4 games are in some cold ass climates. So have fun.
And their home games against Liberty. It's 3 road games and then Liberty at home. And this is a tough schedule. I'm kind of confused at why everybody is so bullish on Louisiana Tech.
I think it's because of the continuity in the conference. Like it seems like everyone's in the middle of a reset. You look at Florida International, Willie Simmons coming in. New Mexico State, ever since Kill, they don't even know who the hell they are. Longo's coming into Sam Houston. Western Kentucky still has Helton, but they're rebuilding a lot of that roster, right? Which I actually think he's good at, though. He's done that. He's proven that. Yeah. Delaware and Missouri State new to the FBS, so you kind of have this fusion of Kennesaw State new head coach. But I'm with you. I still don't. I don't buy that though. I'm on the under. I might even lock this. You locking this?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock this.
I'll join you.
Locking under.
I'll join you. Let's go
for Skip Holtz.
For Skip, baby. Lock under 6.5. Now I'll say this, a lot of Tech fans, I want you guys to be good. I do. I loved you guys in the 90s and early 2000s and stuff. So I want you to be good. So hopefully your next coach, or if Cumbie gets extended, maybe next year's your year. We'll see. But yeah, I'm on the under. Mac's on the under. Folks, that's our show. Give Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Don't forget YouTube.com/The College Experience. We're breaking out all 136 FBS teams. Solo episode for every single team in the land. So subscribe, tell a friend. And till next time. Tomorrow we got 2 MAC schools, Central Michigan and UMass. All right? Talking about them all. Till next time, this is the College Football Experience, Louisiana Tech style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins, over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a ride day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found. Until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't wanna be, ain't from the crew, but I'm honorary. Liquid, solar sad, psycho harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steel. Type of warrior's ill. So true to my sound, but dig deep so it can't be found. My celly's off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
It's the revenge of our stealth, the intelligence plane. Bomber, a manifestation of karma. The far left, low keys, let it be. Listen, whispering words of wisdom. Ghost dog, breathe in the shadow of leaves. Same darkness hides criminals, crooks, and thieves. Special forces, black ops. Bad brains, fishbone, black rock. Matter of fact, Chuck Berry and James Brown. But most of the true story can't be found. Unchained melodies inscribed in freestyle. I rock rhyme mosaics more potent with each style. Crack the system more open with each file. Upgrades and free hotels with these